Thought I could count on you. I thought we had a deal. I gave you all I had. Put you in front of friends. It was me and you. For it was one of them. I introduced you to them. I should have seen it then. It was never about me. It's what I could do for you. What you could get about me. Who I could introduce you to. I knew the truth. Still there was nothing I would do for you. A fool for you. You break my legs. Still jump through hoops for you. I thought we had a deal. 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 It's hard to let you go when I'm still holding on. Said I should leave you, I don't need you, should be moving on. This shit is stupid hard, and I ain't ready for it. Said I should leave you, I don't need you, I ain't ready for it. They weren't there for it, no, they weren't there, were they? They weren't there when she despaired to have her prayers working. She wanted to die daily, and I was 9 maybe. I'm on the couch with mom, talking about don't cry, baby. We'll be alright, baby. Yeah, we gon' make it through. I'm scared to death inside, but I know I can't let it through. I didn't know where to turn, I didn't know what to do. You gave me hope when there was none. I owe my life to you. I thought we had a deal.
Leave me not ready to let you go. Let you go. I'm begging, don't leave me. Take anything you want, everything if you want it.
You gave my life purpose before it had any. You gave me courage when I didn't have any. We were the best of friends before I had any. I gave you all I had. You turned your back to me. You set a trap for me. I never seen it coming. You had me blind to it. If I didn't want to feel you numb it. You left my life a wreck, and I hate you for it. I'm still in love with you, and I hate you for it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to St. John Live. My name is Mike St. John. I am in long-term recovery. Grateful to be here. We're running a little late. My wife held me accountable and said, you've missed 3 weeks in a row, so here we are. But just grateful to be here, man. It's been a long day. We've been super busy, man. I've been able to travel and speak to these overdose black balloon events. And, that's where we're at, just here to carry a message. And grateful to be here, man. If y'all don't care, hit them heart buttons. Let's get this shared out, man, and let's try to help somebody tonight. It's just amazing to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? Living free today. That's kind of what I named this, living a free life today. And my guest, her free life starts today. And it was a last minute, commitment to get her on here. We actually planned it earlier and I canceled it. And my wife's out of town and she called and she held me accountable. So here I am. But, we got an awesome guest tonight and grateful for everybody being here. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know your sobriety clean date. Let us know if you're struggling, whatever. I want to give a shout out here to my page sponsors, One Stop Phone Shop out of London, Kentucky, Josh Maxey, Daryl Hudson, 606-657-2750. All your electronic needs, all your iPhone needs, tablets, Androids, whatever. They do a buy here, pay here type on your phone. Go check them out up by Walmart, London, Kentucky. Adam Larkin with Get Recovery Apparel, man. GetLive.com. Check him out. He's got some awesome clothes, man. He keeps me supplied with clothes. He's doing amazing things in the community, man. New Hope Counseling out of London, Kentucky. Out doing the footwork. That's what it takes. Recovery is about action, and that's what he does. Like I said, post your sobriety clean dates. Let me get mine posted in here. And where you're watching from. Richmond, Kentucky. But yeah, just let us know. We do recover, man. We recover out loud, and recovery is possible. We have male and female beds available. Corbin's House, Jasmine's House, Richmond, Kentucky. 859-300-1503. 859-319-4787. Give us a call if you're interested. There's help available. The Protea Center in Somerset, Kentucky. 606-485-9323 is their intake number. They have a medical detox. They do, short-term treatment, IOP, sober living. They have a lot of stuff going on. in the state of Kentucky and other surrounding states, man. Huge shout out to Protea Behavior and Health Counseling. But yeah, I'm going to get in these comments and give some shout outs here, man. Grateful for you all joining in. Kelsey Dom, Protea Strong, Somerset. I see you. Janet Jones, welcome. 12, 15, 21. Awesome. What's up, John Recovery family? Paul Martinez, he's always in here when I'm live. 919. That's awesome, Paul. Proud of you. Pam Villazinger, I can't never say that name. I'm sorry. Kenny Daniels, Lake Cumberland Recovery, 12, 16, 21. Matt Allen, London, Kentucky. Beds available statewide. Protea Behavior and Health Counseling. I can tell you his clean date, 6/1/16, because we share that same special date. Terry Gibson, I see you out of here in Richmond, Kentucky, man, always supporting what we're doing. Tabitha Stepp, super proud of you. It was awesome to see you the other night at the courthouse, man. We're super proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Janet Jones from Oneida, Kentucky, welcome. Curtis Collins right here in Richmond, Kentucky, 12, 10, 17. Curtis doing amazing things. A huge inspiration, man. He just bought some land and ready to build his future home, man. Flooring business. His wife's got a business, and they're out here killing the recovery community, man. That's what it's. David Sargent, 1/17/23, bro. I'm proud of you, man. I'm grateful to see you in here and see that, that clean date, man, because I know you was going through a lot of stuff here a while back, and, it's just awesome to see you in here for real. Janet Jones will have 24 years on April the 1st. Jesse White, my man. Yes, sir. Hope Center, 411-7. Grateful to have you in here, y'all. If you don't care, hit that heart button, hit that share button. Let's get this up. But yeah, our guest tonight, man, I've known her for, I don't know, a couple of years, man. And me and my wife's both got to watch her grow and become the woman she is. And, that's awesome because as of today, her life is free. And she's been carrying this, concrete block on her back for many, 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 many years. And, today is her special day. But I'm going to bring my guest on here, man, and we're going to chop it up, and we're going to have a good time here. Alexis, what's happening?
What's up?
How you doing, huh?
I'm good.
We're here, ain't we, huh?
Yeah.
We're late, but we're here.
We're here. Always late, but we show up.
Yeah, that's what we got to do, show up and show out. So,
yeah.
I was speaking a little bit, man, about today being a special day for you. What does today mean to you? Like, what happened today? Like, what's going on?
Man, well, it's been a day, to say the least. The devil has been on me, but so I completed my last untangling relationships. I was in this class, and I completed that last class today. So when she submitted my certificate to DOC, I go report. I'm supposed to go report because I'm still on parole, right? I'm still paying for the consequences of my past behaviors, right?
Right.
So I go report Wednesday where I was supposed to. So she sent me this email, and some people may have seen it. I put it on Facebook, and she said that put my serve out date when she entered my certificate for today. So I had a 16-year sentence. I've either been incarcerated in treatment or out there in the streets since 2008. I've been on some kind of parole or in jail. Or in treatment somewhere. So, I mean, there's so many emotions for real. I just don't even, my sponsor earlier, when I sent it to her, I was like, I don't even know how to feel right now. There's so many emotions going on. I don't even know how to feel about it, man. I just can't believe it. That's a long time.
But you're at home right now. You're not out celebrating. Have you heard that before? Don't go celebrate.
Oh yeah. I've been asked, if I was going to celebrate. I am celebrating. You know what I'm saying? I'm clean. I have a life today. I have a job. I have my kids at home. I have a roof over my head. It's my home. I pay my own bills, right?
Right.
That's a whole celebration for me. I don't know, man. It's a totally different kind of celebration than what I used to would have done if I'd have served out.
Right. Let's get a little rewind. Let's get a little of your history here, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your sobriety clean date, and, a little bit of what it was like, because I know I've heard a little bit of your story in and out of, the big house, which I've never been to the big house. So I don't know what the big house is, but
Yeah.
You know, just share a little bit of what your life was like before, if you don't care.
Yeah, so my sobriety date is 10/7/2020. And I'm forever grateful for that day. You know, I mean, it's just like, you know, most everybody else's story. You know, I was born to dysfunctional parents. I don't know my father, so my mom, my stepdad. My mom was a drug addict as well. She was on cocaine, and my stepdad was a alcoholic. So there was a lot of, you know, abuse and drugs from my earliest memories. That's all I ever knew, you know, growing up. Um, you know, I had my kids when I was real young. I got pregnant with my son when I was 14 years old, and I had all three of my kids before I was 18. Dropped out of school in 7th grade. You know, I started using drugs when I was 11 years old. You know, I'm 35 now. So I caught my first charge. I caught a 6-year case when I was 18. You know, I served that out, and I served that out September 2012, and I caught my 16-year sentence in July 3rd, 2013. So I didn't
Right.
spend much time in the free world, you know what I mean, in between those two charges there. But I didn't know anything else, you know what I mean? I didn't know anything else but getting what I wanted, manipulation, lying, stealing, violence. I didn't know anything but that, you know what I mean? But I I've been to several treatment centers. You know, I was always a star student in treatment. You know, I can do that real well. But I didn't know how to live in the streets. I didn't know how to apply it in my life. I didn't know how to live it. You know, they talk about living the program. I didn't know how to do that part of it. I knew the book. I knew how to quote the big book and, you know, quote the steps to you. I quote the traditions to you. You know, I could tell you all the literature and all that good stuff, but I didn't know how to live it in my own life. But I just kept going in and out of treatments, man, in and out of prison. I've done 8 years in Pee Wee. You know, I've done I don't know how much time in Madison over there. That was a real humbling experience going in there when you talked me into that. It was real
So
humbling.
you done 8 years in Pee Wee Valley?
Yeah. Yeah. I
How
was
long?
out. I done 5 flat, and then I was out for, I think, 4 months in between there before I went back and done the other 3. Yeah. So, like, it was real humbling going back into the jail in there, but that's something that I've always wanted to do that. You know, I talked to you about that before. But I had to get permission from my PO. You know, I don't have to do that no more, man. That's just so crazy to me. Last year I was able to go on my first vacation, right? And I went to see the ocean for the first time. You know, I've never got to do those things because I was always high somewhere, held up in a bedroom or something, you know?
Right, right.
So I had to pay like $1,000 in parole fees to get them caught up before I was able to get permission to have a pass to go on vacation. Right.
Right.
I'm just so grateful I don't have to worry about that stuff no more and have to, you know, live through those consequences. That I'm living a different life today.
And that's what it's about. You know, me and my wife, we went out of town here the other day, and we was talking about, you know, we're able to pack a bag and we got money. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what normal people do. And
Yeah.
we can hit the interstate, and we got to meet 10 people on the way up, getting off the exit to get 10 pills, 10 Suboxone, or 10 methadone, and some meth and some needles. You know, we're free today, man, to travel the world without putting a substance in our body. And, you know, that's the beautiful thing of this program, man. And you hit it best. Like, you know, I'm the dumbest tool in the shed. You hear me? Like, I can't read a tape measure. I barely can count to 10. But, you know, the recovery is about action. You know,
Oh yeah.
for me, it's about helping others and a relationship with God. And, you know, I cannot use nothing, period, A to Z. And, you know, with you, like my wife knows you better than I do because, you know, you and my wife kind of work together. But to see what you do for others, man, like, you know, you've been in the pain, you've been locked up in prison. Like, Pee Wee Valley is nothing to play with. I used to hear about that growing up, like Pee Wee Valley, Pee Wee Valley. And I'm like, Pee Wee Valley, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Then,
Yeah.
you know, I learn about it as we go. But, you know, and to see where you're at today, you know, it's all about action. So when you got out of Pee Wee Valley, you still didn't know how to live, correct?
Oh no, man. That was a whole nother experience. Like being in there. I struggle with a lot of things, that I sometimes don't share with a lot of people, like being locked away for so long like that. It does something different to somebody's mind. You know what I mean? So I started struggling with things like self-harm, a lot of some real deep depression, some real dark stuff when I was in there. So, like when I got out, I was so detached and, so, I don't know, man. I just couldn't relate to people. I had no empathy. So I had to learn how to have those things for people, and I'm so grateful for God just restoring those things back to me to where I can be able to, have empathy for people and, show concern for other people and be able to help them today. But that's also too, I'm real grateful for the people that God placed in my life throughout going in and out of treatment and how I got my recovery, because like I didn't have nobody patting me on the ass, through this thing. Like I didn't get it like that. And me being able to work in recovery and help these women and stuff like that, like I just can't, I can't sit around and baby the addict or the alcoholic. You know what I mean? I've got to give it to them straight and tell them the truth about it, because this is real. This disease is real. My mom died from this disease. I've buried several friends from this disease, and it's killing people every day. So there ain't no, it ain't a joke. You know what I'm saying? So I take it very seriously. But I wasn't always like that. I didn't care about my life. When I first came out of prison, I didn't care if I lived or died, because I had no empathy. I was so detached from everything. So it's a learning process for sure, to get back into society after you've been locked up for that long.
Right. So along this process, you know what I'm saying, in and out of prison, this and that, you lost custody of your kids, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't have my kids for 14 years. My grandmother was taking care of them, for, I took them, I don't know, I guess my son was probably 3. He's getting ready to turn 20 in December. He lives with me. He's downstairs. But yeah, my granny raised them, while I was in and out, in my selfishness and self-seeking, doing what I wanted to do, thinking I was the most important person in the world. I didn't care about what I was doing to them. And through this process, man, God has restored our relationships. God gave me full custody of my kids back, after I decided to, get sober and get my life together. But the way that happened, was crazy. Like I always, say that, like I struggled with my higher power and, that kind of thing, because, my belief system was kind of distorted from a young age. So I struggled with that piece of it when I came into recovery. I think, a lot of people might struggle with that, but the way it happened for me, my mom, I was at the Hope Center, in Lexington in 2019, and my mom passed away. She, like I said, she was an addict, and she couldn't stop, no matter the consequences, no matter, what was going on. Her kidneys was shutting down. She was in the hospital. She was on dialysis, and she was still using drugs, and could not stop, because that disease wants us dead, and it's more powerful than anything we can do. So she died from it ultimately when I was in the Hope Center. I'd been there, I think, 30 days. And so that happened, and I was like, okay, I thought that was going to like be the turning point, but it wasn't quite yet. You know what I mean? It was the start of a turning point for me.
Right.
But I still had my granny, who was still taking care of my children, who I still thought, was going to be there to take care of my responsibilities when Alexis didn't want to do the shit she was supposed to do. Right. So then in 2020, my granny got sick and my kids had to go to foster care. And that was like a real, eye opener for me, because I always thought, well, my kids are not in foster care. They're with family. It'll be all right. And my granny got sick. They went to foster care and she died. And I feel like God just like had to take everything from me and everyone out of my life in order for me to like turn to him and be like, okay, God, I need your help. I surrender. And that was the only way, because I'm hard headed and I'm not going to listen. And, he tried to do all these things, you would think 16 years in prison was going to be enough. No, all these other things he tried didn't work. So he had to, unfortunately take the people that I loved and cared about the most, to get me to surrender to something different. But thank God that, that worked. And now my life is amazing because of it. I completed treatment and I got full custody of all three of my kids back now, and they live with me today. And our relationships are building and being restored more and more every day.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we had to have everything. Like me, I gave up everything. Like my story's a little different than yours, but on the outside, I looked like I was somebody off MTV Cribs. You know what I'm saying? But on the inside, I was really miserable. I was broke. I was scared. I was just a lost little boy.
Yeah.
But the reputation, the pride and ego,
Oh, yeah.
out in the public, I wanted you to see me as somebody I wasn't. But it took me, being stripped. Like I give up everything, man. Moved back to mom's. I tried everything, every substance out there, legally, illegally, on the street, borrowed, stole, manipulated. But there wasn't enough substance to keep me happy. And the more I got, the more I done. The more I done, the lower I got. But it took me hitting rock bottom, suicide at my mom's house, man. And mom walking in on me and told me to get my, blah, 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 my backpack, tennis shoes, and 6 cigarettes and a government phone and get out of her house. But that was my wake up call at 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? I wasted 14 years of my life. Don't get me wrong. It's part of my story, part of my testimony, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But, if it wasn't for the pain and the what it was like, because relapse is not part of my story, because I don't forget the pain, like for real. I remember laying on the ground, crying, pooping all over myself, man, fiending for that dope. And, just the mental state, I knew if I got a shot of something that Mike St. John would feel better. And that was my stride every day. That was what I worked for. That was what I hustled, sold, robbed, stole, or whatever. But it took me being homeless to understand that, there's more to life than a substance that goes away. Once you put that substance in your body, you feel good for a minute and it's gone. And here's reality back in your face. Like, what are you going to do? But it took me being homeless, man. And, I always believed something was out there, but, I didn't believe something was out there, but I did believe, you know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't know nothing about my God until I laid in that homeless shelter, man. And I cried out, God, please help me. I'm willing to do whatever. Help me get back on my feet, get my life back together. And I woke up the next day and I wasn't thinking about getting high. I wasn't thinking about robbing nobody. So I knew that was my time. They always said you get one shot, but that was my time that I knew that something was out there, because I wasn't thinking about dope. And that was June the 1st, 2016. But it took me sitting down in treatment for 6 months plus another 6 months to be able to retrain my mind, to be able to understand what responsibility is, to learn about addiction and alcoholism, to learn about, the fellowship that a sponsor like, my sponsor when the madness was the dope man, or the guy that made the methamphetamine, or the guy that hustled and sold pills. Like, that was my sponsor. That's who I looked up to. And Dave Brown said, Mike, take what you know and set it to the side and take that same energy and, substitute it with different principles. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're out there in the madness, you lie on your dishonesty, but now you can be truthful with somebody you look up to, which was a sponsor on the street in the dope game. And now you got a sponsor that's living life and doing the things. You know what I'm saying? So he said, take that and give it, just full force at it. And that's what it took, somebody telling me the truth about myself. But, I knew something was real because I started getting my life back together. All I had was me, my driver's license, and my shoes and my clothes at this time when I completed treatment. But, I always said, God, let me find a woman that loves me for me. And, that's when I found my wife, Marie. And, and then, we have kids today. I'm 43 years old and I have a 21-year-old stepdaughter and a 5-year-old that's a punk just like me. And I got a 1-year-old that acts just like my wife. And, but, I wouldn't change nothing, because people say, man, why did you have kids so late? Well, it's nothing to do with me. God got me clean and sober and said, here's the blessings. Here you go. And, today, like putting a substance in my body, like that's never crossed my mind for many, many, many years, because, today I can play the tape out. I know the consequences that come with it. I'll sell my wife, sell the kids, sell the car, rob the bank account, and tell Marie that I'm going out of town to I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to play the tape out and understand that drugs and alcohol won't fix our problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, and life really isn't that hard. Like, we have our ups and downs. Like, today's been a long day, not only for me, but for you and my wife also. But you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to get higher drunk today.
I'm telling you, bro. And that's the real piece right there. Like, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, and I tell people sometimes, like, when I go speak and stuff, like, I'm not trying to give no false impression, like recovery is always going to be rainbows and butterflies, because let me tell you, it is definitely not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my day today has been pure shit. You know what I'm saying? But it is definitely better than any day that I had while I was out there. You know, definitely better than any day out there. So, and I gotta stay humble, you know what I'm saying, and remember that too, because I can get real ungrateful real quick.
Oh, I know.
Because stuff ain't going my way, or, you know, because I don't have this, or because I don't have that, or because, you know, things aren't working out the way that I wanted them to or expected them to. When in all reality, like, really, I don't even deserve to be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? These are all, I'm just grateful that God allowed me to live to make it here, you know, because the way that I was going when I was running my life, I wasn't even going to see this day, you know? So, yeah, it's definitely, a struggle some days, but, I gotta stay humble and grateful, man, because I can get real ungrateful and real upset real quick.
Oh, I know you do. But that's part of it. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, my wife tells me all the time, you know, I wake up in a bad mood, or this and that, or the coulda, shouldas, and wouldas, or, you know, what else is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, our own thinking is our worst enemy, man,
Oh,
because,
yeah.
you know, it could be sprinkling outside, and I'm like, oh man, it's a tornado. I'm gonna get my shoes dirty. You know what I'm saying? I walk outside, but that's just what we do. But, you know, so you met my wife when?
Um, it's been almost 2 years now. When I first met her, at the Lotus House, she reached out when we reached out to each other at the Lotus House in Bruce almost 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And today, like, she's your right hand man or right
Oh
hand
God,
woman. Should I say right hand woman?
she's my best friend, bro. For real.
Right.
I seriously don't know what I would do. I mean, for real, if it wasn't for the people that God has placed in my life, I'm so grateful for the people that He's placed in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do it alone. That's for sure. You know, but He definitely knew the right people that I would need in my life. That's for sure.
Right. My wife said, best
One
friend,
good,
bro.
yeah, one good one, bro. That's all I need. One good
I
one.
know.
I don't need 4 or 5, you know, sometime ones. I need one good one.
Right. We got the Jasmine's house in here watching. So before we jump into that, like what have you, so life has showed up during your, you know, the road to recovery, or, you know, you're coming up on what, 3 years, October?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
October 7th.
So what all showed up? Like what is some bad things that you've went through in life? And I know you've got 100 of them because I've heard of 98 of them, but you know what I'm saying? And the reason I ask that is because people that's in early recovery, you know, they always ask me, Mike, like, have you had any bad things show up in life? And I've had deaths and stuff like that. But honestly, I can sit here and say, you know, coming up on 7 years, that my road to recovery, man, has been pretty awesome. Other than me getting in my own way. I mean, I've had bad days, this and that, but other than losing people to this disease, you know, my dad dying, you know, and I can't really say nothing really bad, but, you know, can you say anything different?
Well, unfortunately, yeah. Like my first year, was, you know, I was on that, you know, pink cloud, I guess they say, or whatever. Uh, but that second year, Bow took me out, buddy. Um, I've been through some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I got, I got this bright idea, girls that are listening, that this man was going to fix all my problems, and I was going to make that man my higher power. And that's what I did. And so I, jumped into a relationship real early on for no good reason at all, other than because I thought I needed something or wanted something, what I'm saying, just to fulfill those selfish, self-seeking needs, what I'm saying, not for any real reasons. And it ended very quickly, disastrously, to say the least. So, yeah, I've went through a divorce. I've had some, a lot of parenting struggles with my children. You know what I'm saying? Being a parent in early recovery, especially when you've been out of your kids for as long as I was out of my kids' life, I wasn't there for the majority of their life. Now they're almost grown and I'm trying to step in and play mommy. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. That's real hard.
Right.
There's been several times when I've called people up, what I'm saying, real early on. I was having a real hard time with it, because they don't hold nothing back, because their feelings are still valid. They have all these emotions and stuff that they've still got going on, that just don't go away just because mom's doing what she needs to do now that she should have been doing the whole time. Right. So they've still got all this stuff that they've got to deal with, all this trauma that I caused. Right. Yeah. My oldest daughter, has a lot of health issues going on, and that's all as a result of me, and my actions, not being in her life, stuff that I've done around her or to her, in my addiction. She's got some major, PTSD and anxiety and depression and a lot of medical issues as a result of those. It's just a lot of stuff, man. I've had, I've had job issues, I've had major vehicle issues. We won't even talk about those though. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave that alone. But I will say this though, I could sit here and tell you about all these bad things, but what I'm saying, I haven't had to get high over any of that. You know what I'm saying? I have not had to stick a needle in my arm over none of that shit that's went on. You know what I mean? Because I've had people to call. I've had steps to work. And I've had other coping mechanisms and other coping things that I can use, other than getting high now. That's not the answer. It's not going to make anything better. In fact, all it's going to do is make things worse on me, and increase the problems that I already do have. You know what I mean? And I know that. So yeah, I mean, it's been a struggle on some days, and, I mean, it ain't always been great these past couple of years, but I mean, it's a lot better than what it was. And I mean, and it gets better every day. You know what I mean? It's a growing process, and it's always something, that I'm learning and I'm working through. But I don't have one doubt that God ain't got me and I'm going to make it through it. And I know that I'm not going to get high over it,
Right.
Because I have people that are going to support me and people I can reach out to, and people that are going to help me and get me through it,
Right. And that's what it's about, the fellowship of the program that we work, the people that we've met, whether they're clients or, they work for other treatment facilities or peer support somewhere else, it's just amazing. Like, no matter where we went in the state of Kentucky, we always knew somebody that had dope back in the day. And, it's kind of the same scenario, but, today it's people that's got hope. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what city we go to, we've met people along this journey.
Oh yeah.
And, they're there to help us no matter what. But that's the amazing part of this process, man, is, number one, we're free. Number two, we get our feelings back. Number three, we get our life back, but it's a stepping stone, one step at a time. But, I mean, all glory goes to God, because, everything else that we put in front of us or, chose as a higher power, man, it failed us. And, today, no matter what the weight is on our shoulders, man, we can get through it because we are special and unique people. Like on the street hustling to survive, like, normal people probably couldn't do the things that we did, for our addiction. You know what I'm saying? So when anybody says, man, recovery's hard, recovery, you know, is stressful. Well, it is. But did you forget how hard and stressful it was to get the next one? Like going
Right.
into Walmart, buying a candy bar, but you take out a $200 paint gun and you scan the $1.99 candy bar and you bring it back and get a gift card, and you go to the dope man and get half of it, or go to the pawn shop. You know what I'm saying? Like the hustle to survive. And, you know, today, that's not our story. So what's your life like today? Like share a little bit of what's your life like today. Like, what does Alexis do today?
So I am you know, I'm the peer support for Jasmine's house.
You're the lead peer support, correct?
Yeah, I'm the lead peer
Okay.
support for St. John Recovery. And I mean, for me, it was real important too in recovery, early on in my recovery. I talked to my sponsor, and like it was real important that I knew that I had to stay right in the middle of recovery, right? Because when I was out there, like you was just talking about, you know, when I was out there, I had the best plugs, I had the best soap, knew where the best hookups was, you know. So I knew, like I heard that same stuff from Mr. Dave Brown before, right? That if you use that same energy instead of getting high and doing all that bad stuff and destroying your life, if you use that same energy towards doing something positive, you know, then you might get somewhere, right? Half the zeal. So I took that, and that's what I tried to do. So I knew that I had to stay in the middle and stay involved in recovery. And I knew that I wanted to work in recovery. So after I completed treatment, I started working as a detox monitor up there at Skyhope, and I got my peer support certification. And that's when I met Marie. I became the peer support with her over there at Lotus. And so I've evolved and grown, and I just absolutely love my job. And like I stay, you know, so busy, but that's what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to that hustle and that, you know, that lifestyle, and I just do it for people. I do it to help other people, and I do it to see, you know, these women and these men succeed and try to get their life back on track. Like I'm doing it for purpose. I'm not doing it for no reason and to kill myself anymore, you know? So that makes sense to me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't do it if I didn't have God working through me. And if I didn't have God's help, I couldn't do none of that, you know?
Right.
Because I am a wreck and I am a mess. I promise you. But yeah, I absolutely love my job, and that's all I really live to do is just, you know, help people and try to take care of my kids and repair the damage that I've done, you know, to their lives, and try to build a life for myself, you know, what little life I got left.
Right. You know, because we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. But,
Right.
you know, so you're just now like really telling some of your testimony. Like, is this like your third time, maybe fourth time
And what?
sharing your story?
Yeah, I don't really, I always say I like to run my mouth behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? I don't really speak much, but, yeah, I've shared it a couple times. I shared it at a couple of CRs, and so it's probably like the fourth or fifth time that I've shared my story.
Right.
I just
And
get
you
real
know,
nervous.
well, and that's part of it because, you know, I still get nervous doing what I'm doing, but, you know, all that'll go away. But, you know, you have a story. You have a lot of prison time. You have a lot of, you know, you lived in hell for a long time. You know, you lost your kids and this and that and that and this. And today, that's not your story because, you know, you've done the action part and you're receiving the blessings, and, you know, your story could help a lot of people.
Yeah. My boyfriend tells me all the time that who am I to not share what God has done for me? You know what I mean? Every time I'll be like, I'm canceling that. I don't want to go speak. I'm nervous, you know, and then he'll just be like, who are you to not share what God's done for you in your life, you know? And then I'm like, I know, right?
Right.
So I just have to think about it and just do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Right. And he's on here watching, like he's all up in these comments.
I can't see nothing.
Well, He's like, I can't believe you said you weren't going to do this. You said you had done. I said, listen, Cliff, listen,
He
we
lied to me
planned.
too.
Listen, we planned it. I canceled it. My wife called me at 9 o'clock, said, why are you not doing your live? Go do it. So here I am. And I was like, Alexis, I need you. Let's go.
I was about to go
And
to bed. Look at me.
oh, I know. Did you brush your hair today?
Nope, but I did take a shirt.
Oh, I know. But so coming up on March the 18th, what you got coming up on March the 18th? Tell us a little bit about that. What is it?
What you got coming up on March 18th?
I'm asking you.
Well, I reckon I'm gonna be speaking down at Barnesburg in Somerset.
Where at?
Barnesburg Church down in Somerset.
You're gonna be speaking?
Yes, I'm nervous as crap to do that though. There's a lot of people that come down there, but I mean, I got to do it because God's just done so. Honestly, God's just done so much for me lately. I feel like so much happened today, and I feel like I was right on the edge, and then I got that email, and God's like, "I'm still working for you. I'm pushing you. You're worth it." You know. So what? I mean, you know, I've got to do it, but I'm really nervous about it. You know.
Right. Well,
I hope you go first. You gonna be there too?
Actually, I go last. So.
Oh, I want to talk to somebody about that.
But you know, God will open doors, you know, on His timing, and you know, and I've been praying here recently. You know, God, show me something else. You know, open another door, and I've got like 3 doors that opened. You know, tomorrow, and I got some upcoming things. But you know, anytime we don't want to do something, we probably need to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes I can't, you know, go share my story or do this and do that because, you know, just family and these recovery homes we got going on and stuff like that. But, you know, and you said something like, and that was pretty powerful because, you know, life shows up and we get a lot of stuff on our plate and we forget just how far we've came and we beat ourselves up. We forget just our self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we fight so hard. For me, you know, I remember my first couple years, you know, I wanted and wanted and wanted, and then stuff started coming. And like today, you know, I pray about it, and you know, a door open and this and that. But you know, like you said, like you had a lot going on and stressed out. Like I know, and my wife knows, Cliff knows, but. And then boom, you know, you get an email and you said, well, you know, there's God showing you something. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's in times like that knows that we're not alone and God's always in control no matter what.
Yeah.
So never forget, you know, just because life shows up, remember, as long as you keep doing the footwork and helping others and staying obedient and, you know, doing the right thing. I mean, we're not perfect. I mean, nobody's perfect, but one that I know of. And, you know, we all slip, we stumble, we get off the path just a little bit, but, you know, we try not to harm people. We try to be honest and we have to help people. And, you know, I'm glad you said that because, you know, somebody out there is probably going through it right now that's going to run across this video on YouTube next week or whatnot, whatever. But, you know, God will throw you a bone when you get hungry. And that's as simple as it gets. And when you lay the bag down and you pick up God, you know, you get a lot of blessings, a lot of positive stuff in your life. But we gotta know how to handle life. Like I didn't know how to handle responsibilities and just life. Like I would rather tuck my tail and run. But you know, today we have people in our corner. We have the fellowship, friends, best friends, your boss, my wife, whatever. You know, and people we can call on that will answer the phone no matter what. And we ain't got to call and ask to borrow or bum or, you know, this and that. And that's the awesome part about this, man, is staying humble and, you know, remember that we're human. You know what I mean? Like, you know, ego gets in the way and we get cocky out here, you know, but, you know, being confident, people get cocky and confident kind of mixed up. Like, you know, he's cocky and no, I'm just confident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know who I am, what I'm worth. I know my purpose, but, you know, it's, you know, we're proud of you because you've come a long way and you've fought a lot of battles in the, you know, the little bit of time that we've known you. And, because I hear about it, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's
but
one thing I ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna quit fighting though. You know what I mean? I'm just
I know.
I didn't do it out there. I wasn't gonna stop out there. So I definitely ain't gonna stop trying to get my life straight when that's really what I want to do, and that's my purpose. And I know God's got better for me. I'm not
Yes.
gonna stop fighting trying to get it. You know.
And you're a mother today. You know what I'm saying? You're an employee today. You're a messenger. Even though you get nervous, you know, it's part of it. I got nervous getting high, selling dope, picking up dope, stealing, cheating. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to tell people, hey, I went from prison to being a mom, to being an employee, to being trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? So give yourself some credit and just remember how far you've came, like Cliff said. Tell them what they've done. Tell them what God's done in your life.
Yeah.
So, what's going on now? Anything?
Nothing.
Right. So you've had a bad day?
Oh yeah, it's been pretty bad, but I mean it's all right though. It's ending up very good. I mean,
Right.
it's ending up better. You know what I'm saying? It's turning around.
Did you get high or drunk?
Nope, sure didn't. Didn't have to.
So it's a win-win, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, listen, we're gonna wrap this up. It's 10 o'clock at night, and you got to work early in the morning. So,
Yeah.
let's just give a shout out here, Alexis. Cliff said he knows you ain't lost for words. Who's Cliff? Who's Cliff? It's all in his comments.
You know who Cliff is. Cliff's my boyfriend. That's my man's.
Right. And he holds you accountable a lot, right?
Man, yeah. I'm blessed to have Cliff in my life for real. He really is a blessing. He's man, he encouraged me. He makes me better for real. Like he's the total opposite of me, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like he's real chill and he don't get upset or uptight about nothing. And I'm like, bro, I'm mad right now. I need you to be mad. He just doesn't, you know, and that's I don't know. It works out real good, but I'm real grateful that he's in my life.
Yeah, that's like me. I'm wide open, and I'm like a Chihuahua in heat, and Marie's I'm a pit bull in heat, and Marie's like a Chihuahua just laying around or something. I don't remember what she says, but like when she wakes up and I come at her wide open, she like knocks me out and tells me to leave the house and go to the dog house. But she holds me accountable, man, and she pushes me to do, because sometimes I don't want to do this. I don't want to go do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And she's like, listen, did you forget who you are? And that's the people I need in my life. But let's give somebody a hope shot before we wrap it up. Just, I don't know, a final hope shot.
I mean, I don't know, man. It don't matter it doesn't matter what goes wrong, what goes right, or it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You ain't got to get high. You ain't got to die. You know what I'm saying? There is hope out there. Reach out. We're all here. Anybody in these comments, I guarantee you can reach out and we'll get you some help. We'll talk to you. I know I will. I know Mike will. Marie, Cliff, anybody.
Right. Well, listen, I'm proud of you. Keep telling your story and, just never give up and keep doing what you're doing, because it's only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? You're a fighter, and even though you're hard-headed and you like to do things your way, but sometimes you got to get out of the way and let other people handle situations for you. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Hashtag holler at me.
Whatever,
anyway, listen, thank you for sharing. Thank you for, saying you would at the last minute, even though I canceled and we rescheduled and blah, blah, blah. But, keep doing what you're doing. We love you and proud of you, and get you some sleep, okay?
All right. Thanks.
All right, bye. Yes, sir. Alexis, a powerful story, man. And, like today, she served out a 16-year sentence, man. And that's pretty powerful, living a free life today. And, she's free today from doing prison time, losing her kids, homeless, whatever, to today. She's got her place. She's an employee. She's a mom. She's a friend to me and my wife. She's in a relationship, and, she's handling life without the use of drugs and alcohol. So, if you're out there struggling, man, there's hope. If you need help, man, please give me a call, 859-300-1503, 859-319-4787. Listen, there are so many resources available for anybody that wants to get help. Recovery is not a competition. You've got plenty of treatment facilities that will take you today, plenty of detox units that will take you today, plenty of sober livings that will take you today, man. So, you know, don't wait till tomorrow. You know, tomorrow may never come. You know, if it crosses your heart that you need help, reach out to somebody because people will help you. I want to appreciate everybody joining tonight. I don't know when I'll be back live, but thank you all for your support. Shout out to One Stop Phone Shop, London, Kentucky. Shout out to Get Apparel, Adam Larkin. Shout out to Protea. Shout out to everybody, whether you got 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, 20 years. It don't matter. We got today. You know, what are you doing better today that you didn't do tomorrow? Did you help somebody today? Did you pray today? It's that simple. Trust God, clean house, and help others. Listen, we're going to close this out. I love you all, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.
You ain't got cold chill, something's wrong with you. Gotta know it. You in the wrong building. Nowhere to turn.
I could really use a friend right now.
Yeah, I just need a friend.
I'm staring at my window pane. I'm staring at my window pane. I could use a friend. I could use a friend. I just need a friend right now. Right now. I'm staring at my window pane.
I'm counting raindrops, like where's God at? When will the pain stop? Like when will this be over? How come I can't stop? I swear to God, I can't stop. I ain't believing God, still I would pray to him. When no one else around, when they brought them trays to him. Like where my rider dies, it's like I was dead.